Hi everyone! Today we're gonna meet some nice guys. I hope you prepared and sitting comfortably. Or maybe you're jogging now and I'm accompanying you. That's great because run while you can. Anyway, let's go. Niceguy aims high and won't give up. Hi all, let's start with the usual excuses. I'm on mobile, but English is my first language. Yeah, mine isn't. So let's start with the cast. Me, an average gay man, just watching chaos around him. Cole, a journalism major, and that's his personality. The story's nice guy. He was average height and a little chunky, nothing outrageous. He's not great looking, but he's not bad, just kinda slightly below average. Sammy, I don't know the term of her major, but she was trying to be a physical therapist. Sweetest person and way too patient. Best way to describe her is like a model tall, slim, and gorgeous as F. Veronica, veteran of I think the Navy and all-around BA person. She's not as patient as Sammy and shut Cole down a lot. So summer quarter 2 years ago, I took a college public speaking class. That's where I met Cole, Sammy, and Veronica. Cole was a really nice guy. I mean that genuinely. He could be fun to talk to and he loved when people vented to him. I think it made him feel important to them. The only important speech of mine for the story is my speech on CPTSD, because it's something I suffer with and it really resonated with some people. Veronica and Sammy both came up after class to tell me that someone talking openly about it meant a lot to them. So we're standing talking casually about how we've coped and what helped us trying to help one another. That's when Cole joins. Cole: Hey Sammy, I couldn't help but notice you got really emotional during Op's speech. I hope you know you're always safe to talk with me about anything. Sammy: I'd rather not, it's really personal and I've only known you 3 weeks. I just got emotional because I learned I wasn't alone, and there's a term for what I might have. Cole: Sammy, I never took you for the type to self-diagnose, and... Veronica scoffed and walked away. When she left, I took my chance and left too. The energy has shifted dramatically from comfort and support to just pure frustration. I would hear, the next class day, that he went on a 20-minute pseudo-intellectual rant about self-diagnosis. All of his speeches were pseudo-intellectual. The points were always very basic, but just rewarded till he sounded smart. For example, he did a speech on journalistic integrity and spent half the speech defining the word, then defining the words he used to define the other words. It didn't take before he started to cling to Sammy. He moved to sit by her, constantly talked to her, joined conversations she was part of, and got jealous when she did a partner speech on physical education with another student studying health. Cole: I just don't get why she didn't allow me to partner with her. I would have been a significantly better speaker than that slur for the gay man. Me: Hey, don't say stuff like that, I'm gay, and so is the guy giving the speech. Cole: It's fine, I'm bi, I can say that. Me: Just don't say it around me, I have issues with it. Cole: Oh, is that part of your CPTSD now? Just tacking that on because you're uncomfortable? I just turned away from him at that point, but I did hear Veronica try to stay calm while explaining to him how effed up is what he just said, and that Sammy probably wanted to do her speech with someone athletic. He went silent. After class, I got trapped into a conversation with him about how much he wants to ask Sammy out, but she doesn't acknowledge him because he's a nice guy. Not because he weighs probably double what she does. Not because he has been acting high and mighty about how smart he is. No, it's because he's nice. He asked Sammy out that week. She said no, and that she doesn't want to date while she's in school. That spiraled fast. His next speech was on why dating in college is good for your grades and your mental health. Again, using a thesaurus for every other word. After that, a couple other students told him off for his behavior, and his behavior calmed down until there was an incident. Our college had a lockdown because there was a person on campus with a weapon. Cole used this time to try and hold Sammy so she'd feel safer. Needless to say, she showed him off. Veronica told him to sit down and shut up. She was seething at this point. She cut him down to size after class for probably the third time. Sammy continued to be nice because we only had like 2 weeks left on this class and we met 2 times a week, so only 4 more days dealing with him. I know you're probably thinking just kick him and run, but in between these events he was nice and okay to be around. Then he'd do something like this. On the second to last class day he asked her out a 4th time. She looked at him with the most blank face I think I've ever seen. Sammy: "Look, you're nice and all, but I do not find you attractive. You are one of the least attractive people in this room, and if that weren't enough for you, you're annoying and you keep bugging me. So no, now drop it." Cole: "I know I'm not a big beefcake, but I can offer you so much more. I can offer you deep conversations, actual kindness, and I always be there for you. Please just give me a chance. If you look past the exterior, the interior is gold." Sammy: "Fool's gold, maybe. Now, like I said, drop it." The last class, he started a group chat with everyone he had the number of, which was most people. We were a very close class. He texted us all asking if we'd be willing to do interviews with him every once in a while for our school newspaper. Most agreed, but Sammy just left the group and idea died. After that, Sammy ghosted everyone in the class, but I stayed friends with Cole until he pulled a really weird, uncomfortable stunt. He came out as trans on his Facebook, then after 3 or 4 months announced it was a social experiment to see what it was like for trans people. I haven't talked to him since, but yesterday he added me on Snapchat and has said nothing since. Oh my god! I can't believe people like this actually exist. And I won't even comment on that social experiment of his. Whoa. But I must say that even if nice guys are pain in the butt, and I feel sorry for everyone that had to deal with them, the stories about them are awesome. Yeah, let's read another one. I've discovered my roommate is a nice guy. I've known my roommate since high school, but have only really gotten to know him since we moved in together. He's always had trouble getting with girls or just dating in general, and I now know why. He's 100% a nice guy. He will literally do anything for a woman if she asks, and won't deny them anything because I'm sure he's afraid it will ruin their chances of dating, but he's always came off as a creep because of it. He automatically wants to start dating a woman as soon as he lays eyes on her. It's honestly gross, and I hate how he talks about women because he will always point out their looks, actually boobs, butt and legs, and talk about what he would do sensually to them. He claims he's doing this because he wants to find love, but gets pissed when they don't do sensual stuff. Anyway, this is the most recent thing he's done. He's met this chick at work and they hit it off. They've been talking on the phone for hours, and this is the first time he's prioritized as important enough to leave the house for aside from work or food. They've literally only been talking for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and hung out a handful of times. He came back from hanging out with her and immediately started yelling about how she's playing games and that he's just going to be a playboy if this doesn't work out. I asked what was wrong, and he said they've been doing dating relationship stuff, cuddling, and that should automatically mean they're in a relationship now. I asked if he talked to her about it to confirm it, and I shit you not, he said, adults don't need to confirm it with each other. If they start doing couple things, they're automatically dating. Like, no, that's not how that works. I told him he should just be friends with benefits then, but then he yelled at me about how he doesn't play like that even though he just said he's going to be a playboy. He's mad because even though they're doing the cuddling shit, she told him she isn't ready to be in a relationship, or at least a serious one, which is what my roommate wants, and is saying she's playing mind games. He He then went on to yell about how he gives 2000% to a woman and they can't even respect that. Funny thing is, she called him like 10 or so minutes later, and whatever it is she asked for, he didn't say no. He also believes in the alpha male role, and that men are supposed to be the dominant force in a relationship. He's also explained in detail what kind of woman he wants, but then says he just wants a woman to fall into his lap. He doesn't understand that he's pushing his view of his perfect woman onto wherever girl he's talking to at the moment, and insults her behind her back most of the time when she doesn't fit the criteria. He wants a stereotypical housewife who will bend to his every need, must know how to cook, works out, eats healthy, doesn't argue, will do anything for him, be intelligent, won't get mad when he hangs with the boys, and more I can't even think about. If she doesn't fit any of this, she's stupid and not worth his time. He also has serious anger issues, of course. Like, did the Vine destroy school bathrooms before TikTok was a thing? And can't handle a slightly heated conversation without just trying to force someone to drop it. He also tells everyone to tell him if he's doing something wrong, but can't take constructive criticism either. His main excuse for being single is because he thinks he's fat. He is literally like 6-something and buff as hell. He can't get any skinnier without just looking weird because of the way his body is built. He also works out for gains and not losing weight, so he'll always be 200 plus, but it's mostly just muscle. I literally don't know what to do. I feel like I should tell him that it's his damn attitude, but I already know he'll flip out. He couldn't even handle a sarcastic joke without screaming at me and slamming the door to his room. He says he doesn't like violence, but will literally choose it first. Literally last night, he stood outside our apartment with a BB pistol because our neighbor was having a football party and one of the neighbor's friends double parked and started shit when he was asked to park correctly. Like, what the F? That's not how you act, and I wouldn't want to date anyone who thinks that's okay. The stupid part is, he genuinely does care about the people around him and wants to help and be the best kind of friend he can be. But damn, he's still pretty young and doesn't get the dating game, but also doesn't want to take my or my husband's advice even though we've been in a strong relationship for 10 years. What the F would we know, right? When he finally finds a woman that will put up with his BS, I know he'll treat her right, but that's a big hole she'll have to fill. Not to mention the emotional issues he's trying to work out. Ah yes, the anger issues, of course. But honestly, I'm rooting for him. Wouldn't it be nice if any of us didn't have any problems? Of course it would, but I wish him the best. Maybe changing attitude will be a good start. Story number 3. Rude Niceguy claims getting with him is better than winning in the lottery. Yikes. Stupid me, F40, join a dating site. Most of the interactions are cringy at best, but this guy seriously made me doubt there are still sane men out there in my age bracket. Yikes. Guy. Hi, how you doing? Me. Hi. Nice to hear from you, but I'm at work at the moment, so maybe we'll talk later in the afternoon? 24 hours later, after I was way too busy to log in. Guy. Hi. So, working again? Talk later, huh? Don't BS me. Me. I was kind of hoping for any kind of interaction from you. Wasn't even sure you got my message, and it was my son's birthday. I don't have to explain myself. And what's with the aggression? You know people have real lives, right? Guy. Do you think I was born yesterday? My word means something. I don't just make things up to avoid talking to people. Me. Dude, take it easy. Like I said, I don't owe you an explanation. I have a job, a kid, responsibilities. Wouldn't it be nice if people actually showed some kindness instead of aggression? Well, I guess I expect too much. Guy. If you have time to be active here for hours, you have time to meet people. Stop BSing me and pretend to want to get with me when you obviously met someone else. You're making an idiot out of me, and that's just so typical on this portal. Me. What do you mean hours? I barely have time to check in for a minute, twice a day. Turns out, if you have the app on smartphone, it shows that you're constantly logged in. A weird glitch. Guy. Even if that's true, why did you even register here? You don't have time, so you can't offer a normal relationship? Me. My work can be hectic sometimes, but does that mean I have to apologize for the fact that it took me a day to get back to you? What do you expect? Total worship and submission? Because, newsflash, I'm looking for a partner, understanding, openness, conversation, someone who actually likes people. Guy. Unlike you, I have no insane demands. A woman that wants a man needs to put in some effort to get him, not just wait for a miracle. I'm not an easy win. If you want that, try their lottery. Me. Are you saying that meeting you is better than winning a lottery? Wow, man. Talk about issues. A man as a win? Have you heard about equal rights, women's independence? 19th century has been over for some time. Guy. Take a good long look at yourself. There's something very wrong with you. Really, you should get a new shrink or start intensive psychological therapy. Your emotions are getting to you, lol. Me. Seriously? Who are you even looking for? A submissive maid? Guy. Can you even read what I wrote? Can you understand it? I doubt it. Don't bother people, because honestly, the best you can count on is someone effing you in the butt and kicking you to the gutter, where you belong. I am sick of this crap, and I certainly will not sink to your level. I know my worth. Me. Dude, you are an incredibly aggressive jerk. You have a screw-up view of women and society. How dare you even talk to me about levels? Bottom dweller, you must really hate yourself to spew this bile. Guess I'm not the one needing a shrink. Pro tip, life gets easier once you start liking yourself. Good place to start. And of course blocked the a-hole. Oof. If I were her, I'd definitely end the conversation when he was just getting started being aggressive. This poster is very, very patient. Unfortunately, examples like this conversation on dating sites aren't hard to find. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed these stories. I really wish you have a great rest of the day and stay safe. Goodbye.